What's up, guys? It's KG. I have a killer upper body and core workout for you today. It's gonna be just under 30 minutes, and all you need is a set of dumbbells. If you've got a mat and a towel on standby, that'd be great because we're gonna be doing a little bit of stuff on the floor, but no worries either way. Now, this one's gonna be tough, so I brought in my girl, fellow Nike Master Trainer Flo Beckman, to throw down with us today, and I know she's gonna be bringing the energy. All right, team, let's get straight into this workout. We're gonna jump into our warm up. I want you to take those feet just slightly outside your hips, soft bend in the knees, and arms are gonna stretch out nice and wide. We're gonna come into some forward shoulder circles. So, always important we take the time to warm up. It's like a beautiful welcome to our body about the party that's about to get started, right? So, with these shoulder circles, they don't need to be crazy big, but I want you to think about stretching out nice and long through those arms, keeping those fingertips long too. We're gonna change the direction in 3, 2, and 1. We switch it, we take it backwards. Should feel pretty good. Now, I'm super tired of my pecs. I know Flo does a lot of upper body work too, and I find when I go in reverse, I feel a really nice release through not only the front of my shoulders, but a nice opening into those pecs. We're gonna come into one of my favorite shoulder openers soon, a shoulder gator. So take your knuckles just towards your temples. You're gonna squeeze elbows in to close it off, and then open, pulling those elbows back. Try that again. We're gonna squeeze in, open right back out. Now you should feel those back muscles engage as you drive your elbows back, and then nice big squeeze, those elbows come together. You've got 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. We're gonna drop it down to the floor, coming into a kneeling position, hands underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips for a cat-cow. So I want you to go ahead, tuck your chin, round through your spine. Eye gaze will go towards your knees, and then reverse, rolling through into some nice extension here. Head lifts, and then we're gonna close it back off. Tucking that chin. Now I want you to move through this nice and slow so you can focus on articulating through the spine as we're flowing through flexion and extension. And think about really pressing your hands completely into the floor because that's gonna be helpful for some burpees that we may or may not do later in the workout. Open it up. And we're gonna take it back to neutral, tuck those toes, pop yourself back up to your feet. We're gonna go through that one more time. So shoulder circles forward. We're gonna be here 30 seconds this time. So I really want you to focus on getting everything nice and warm because guys, the workout today is gonna be a fun one and we're gonna throw some challenges your way. Now, Flo is here not only for my entertainment, but she's gonna be showing us some ways to level up and level down if you need to throughout the workout so you can keep working at a pace that feels appropriate to you. And depending on your weight selection today, you're gonna wanna use some of those modifications, whether it's up or down. Let's go into reverse. Hey, it's always a good thing to bring a friend to a workout, because then you're accountable. You have to stay for the whole thing. So I can't just run out on floor when it starts to get a little challenging today. You guys have another 15 seconds, so make the most of these reverse circles. Then we're gonna be going into our shoulder gaiters one more time. So I want you to really focus on the squeeze this time. All right, let's change it up in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knuckles to the temple, and you're gonna squeeze those elbows in, open them out nice and wide. Good. So really think about stretching into the real estate of your back, opening everything up now. So the moment we hit that first big working set, we're completely ready to go. All right, team, you got 8 seconds left here. Then we're gonna drop down to the floor for our activation. Good, let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're gonna drop it down to the floor and we're gonna get straight into our core activation. So we're taking it into a dead bug press to single leg extension. Head stays on the floor, knees pop to tabletop position, knees stacked over the hips, 90-degree bend at the knees, and soft flex through the feet. Now take your hands towards your knees. They're gonna press into your knees while your knees simultaneously press into your hands. So from here, I want you to extend your right leg away and you'll extend your arms behind your head. Your head lifts just off the floor. Exhale, draw it back to starting position, press, and then we switch leg. So we're trying to find this beautiful motion where it seems seamless as we extend the arms and the leg away at the same time, and then using your lower abs to control to drive that leg out and in each and every time. So good time to focus on our breathing. Inhale away, exhale to draw it back and find that press position. Now, the more you push your hands into your knees and your knees into your hands, you're gonna really feel that core fire up. Let's go one more time on the left leg, and then we're rolling over into a plank position. Beautiful. All right, quickly roll over into your plank position. So find the setup, hands underneath the shoulders, back nice, long, and flat. From here, you're gonna push back into a down dog. Hand will reach for opposite ankle, and then you drive back through to your plank position to switch side. So we're gonna continue to alternate. Now I want you to try and keep your hips steady, but you're lifting them up each time, but without rotating to the side. So just that hand reaching for the opposite ankle, but without the hips following. Good. Each time you rock forward to your plank, find a little beat to pause so you can really make sure you're holding that perfect plank position. Good. That's great, team. You've got 3. Let's go 2. All right, let's go one more time, and then you're gonna stay holding that plank position. From here, I want you to roll through, keeping the toes tucked into an up dog. Thighs can float just off the floor or touch down if they need to. And then you're gonna control, lift those hips nice and high, pushing back into a down dog position. Good, roll back through into that tuck toe up dog, open up the collarbone, and then lift those hips nice and high, drawing the heels towards the floor for that down dog. Let's go one more time. Good, I like to think about my chest pushing back close towards my thighs in that down dog position. And from here, I want you to softly drop your knees back down to the floor, roll back over, and we got one more round of all of that. Okay, so this time you've got an option with that dead bug press. You can start to extend both legs at the same time or stay with floor for a single leg extension. Here we go. Find your press, and then you're gonna either extend both legs away with the arms or just the one. So right about now, guys, you should be starting to feel that core temperature really fire up, which is a great sign that we are getting ready to work today. You've got 20 seconds left in this position. So think about that push each time. Knees into hands, hands into knees. Can you make it 10% stronger? Come on, give it everything. You've got 8, 7, 6. We're rolling over in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Quick rock and roll over into that high plank position. You've got those down dog ankle touches. Here we go. Hand reaches for opposite ankle. Drive it forward. Good. So you should be starting to get really familiar with that high plank position. Now your core should stay engaged throughout the entire movement, but especially when you're in that plank, you got time to really think about pulling those lower abs and zipping them up and in towards your center. We're gonna hold that high plank position for your up dog flow in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now this time I want you to roll through, just hold it here. So floating those thighs just off the floor, you start to tap one hip at a time down to the floor. Eye gaze goes over that opposite shoulder. So beautiful stretch through the front line of the body. Here we go. Maybe we should just stay here, yeah? We got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Softly drop those knees down to the floor, and you're gonna start bringing yourself up to stand. All right, should we get into this workout already? Yeah? We have 2 big strength circuits for you today, okay? We're gonna do 2 rounds of each. We're gonna take them one at a time. You have 4 exercises in a row. 30 seconds work, 10 seconds to rest. So I'm gonna show you your first 2 exercises right now. If you wanna grab your dumbbells with me so you can practice along the way, that's cool. So we're gonna start with an alternating shoulder press, okay? You'll clean those dumbbells just up to your shoulders, soft bend through the knees. One at a time, you're gonna press them all the way up. So finding a little pause moment where both dumbbells are down, that'll be exercise number 1. The second exercise is a bear renegade row. So you're gonna come down to the ground, dumbbells will be underneath your shoulders, knees stay on the floor, and then you're gonna draw one elbow up at a time, find that set position back on the ground, and then you switch side. All right, those are your first 2 drills. Now that you know what's coming, should we start this party floor?
Let's do it.
All right, let's get it going, guys. 30 seconds, alternating shoulder press. Take those dumbbells to your shoulders. We go in 3, 2, and 1. Good, so keeping that soft bend through your knees so you're not locking out through the legs. And I want you to try not to rest those dumbbells too much on the shoulder when you're driving back down. So we're staying really nice and active, thinking about a full extension as you drive that arm up. And now I want you to think about where that arm's going, okay? So don't go too far forward and don't go too far back. Try and think about taking that bicep up just in line with the ear. Good. You got 3, 2, and 1. You're gonna safely lower those dumbbells down. We bring ourselves to the floor for our bear renegade row. Hands sit up underneath the shoulders, Knees are down on the floor, you've got a long flat back, and we start to draw one elbow up at a time. So really think about stretching and wrapping that muscle around the back. I like to think about using the entire real estate of my back, okay? So rather than talking about squeezing in towards your spine, I want you to think about spreading that back muscle and using as much of it as you can. Here we go. Good. Use that breath. Keep those lower abs nice and engaged. Now, it should be a powerful drive of that elbow all the way up. Gorgeous. You've got 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. All right, pop those dumbbells just to the side. You're going to come into modified push-ups. Hands set outside the shoulders. Knees are down, long flat back. You're going to start lowering down towards the floor and driving up and away. So with everyone's knees down for this first one, elbows should be shooting back towards your body. Good. Now, I like to use the nice exhale to help push up and away from the floor. Fingertips are really spread, so you can use your entire palm. And think about that eye gaze being just forward of those fingers so that neck is nice and long. Gorgeous, team. You're almost there. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, rolling over. We've got crisscross, my favorite ab drill. So lying onto your back, hands set up behind your head, knees tabletop position. Lift those shoulder blades up off the floor. Now rotate right elbow outside left knee, and then lift higher as you come through center to switch over. Now the rules here, okay, that bottom shoulder blade is really trying to lift up off the floor, and you want to think about dropping your head heavy into your hands, okay? Your head is a beautiful weight that can be used at all times. So different to a bicycle, okay? We're slowing it down. We're finding more of a rotation and really focusing on that lift as we transfer through center. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, rock and roll all the way up, round 2, just like that. We switch our drills up just a little bit, but if you ever need to stay with the first option, you know where to work from because you just did that. So we're gonna take it to an alternating Arnold shoulder press. Dumbbells are gonna start facing in. We'll twist and rotate as we push up. Here we go, 30 seconds, team, straight into it. So short recoveries today. It's a short workout. I gotta make the most of our time together, right? So the palm starts facing you. You rotate and open up at the top of that press. Good. Don't forget to breathe. Let's go 10 seconds. We'll be back down on the floor coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great stuff. Slowly lower those weights. Now, option to stay with your knees on the floor for this bear renegade row, or float the knees like me, and you're gonna drive the elbow up, safely plant that weight down before you switch side. Here we go, 30 seconds. Now, key cues, whether the knees are down or especially when they're lifted, you wanna try and keep your back really steady and flat. So if I imagine I had something balancing on my hips, I don't want my hips going crazy side to side. So a good indication of how flat my back is staying and my hips staying down is how steady my knees are staying. So as you open up, you don't want to lift one knee really high off the floor. Try and keep them just flirting with the ground. You've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, dumbbells just to the side. All right, back to those push-ups, but this time we're going eccentric, okay? So let's think about a slow count down, maybe 3 seconds. On your toes or on your knees, up to you. Here we go. Now, as you power away from the floor, if you're good at focusing on the decline on your toes, you can always drop to your knees to push up, okay? So take the options that you need. There's a ton of them, but none of them was sitting there thinking about doing nothing, right? Or thinking about emails or what's going on your phone. You just gotta dial into these push-ups for the next 8 seconds. Here we go. Use a nice exhale to push away from the floor. In 3, 2, and 1. Whew, I see you there, floor, killing it. As always, roll over, guys. Crisscross is back. Lower yourself down. This time we're gonna add a hold. So I want you to lift up, right elbow to left knee, hold. You've got 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Lift higher as you come through center, hold. 3, 2, 1. Lift higher as you come through center, hold. 3, 2, 1. Now remember that count in your head. What I want you to think about
is lifting higher and really squeezing elbow to knee. At the same time, is trying to really clear that bottom shoulder blade from the ground. Come on, we got one more rotation. Here we go. And relax. Whew. I love that one. All right, guys, it's not over. That was circuit number 1. We feeling good, Floor?
Feeling good.
Look at her, arms with dreams, you know? Second circuit, gonna be just as fun. We're gonna start with an upright row, okay? So I want you to safely pick your dumbbells up. Again, you can practice with me. I'm gonna show you the first 2 drills. So an upright row, I like to take my feet just outside my hips. I'm gonna draw those weights up close towards my top, almost like I was gonna slowly draw my top up. Elbows stop in line with your shoulders, draw all the way back down. That'll be your first exercise. Your second exercise, lateral raises. So staying nice and upright, if you've got slightly lighter weights like me, I'm gonna keep longer levers, okay? If you're going really heavy and you're killing it like Floor, you're gonna have a little bit more of a bent lever just as she's demonstrating. All right, team, first exercise, upright row. Here we go, 30 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So we really wanna think about keeping the dumbbells close to the body and then elbows stopping in line with those shoulders. Now, as you draw those weights up, feel that spread, okay, all through the scap. And I want you to just think about the entire back line of your body. So keep moving. Where I'm really feeling is this muscle stretching across here because I want all of the muscle in my body to work for me, okay? You've got 5 seconds. Lateral raises coming next. They might be our biggest challenge today. And 10 seconds to think about it, okay? So soft bend through the knees. Okay, this one's gonna be tough. We're gonna get through it together. Dumbbells start by your sides. We're gonna open them up in 3, 2, and 1. So raising up. So the highest line that you would come to is shoulder height, okay? Now it's hard, so we might be stopping just a little lower than that. You might have more of a bent lever. It totally depends on what your dumbbells are at today. If this drill is totally new to you, you can drop the dumbbells all together, create some fists, and really create some tension through your body where you think about pushing these fists through either side of the wall. There we go. And little rest, 10 seconds. Similar drill, bent over fly. We're gonna take that shape, we're gonna add a bit more of a bend to it. Hinging at the hips, you're gonna open out, and we're gonna really feel that chest work a little bit more at the same time as our back. Here we go. Same thing applies with those levers, okay? If you've got a really, really heavy weight, you might be a little more bent in this position. But what I wanna see is a long, flat back. Now remember that your neck is still part of that, right? We're connected. So don't drop your head down here. Don't crane it up here. Just try and think about that neutral neck. There we go. 5 seconds, team. Almost there. You got 3, 2, and 1. Woof! Yeah, you're definitely gonna wanna put those weights down now. And this might be the only time you've been excited about a bear crawl. You're gonna set up, knees hand under the hips, hands just under the shoulders. Pop those knees off the floor. Let's take 4 steps forward, nice and controlled. Okay, so opposite hand and knee moving at the same time, 4 steps in reverse. So if you're familiar with the bear crawl, you can start to take the pace up a little bit more if you want. I'm not concerned about your speed, okay? I'm concerned about the strength and control of this move. So I want those hips nice and steady. I want your knees floating just off the floor, and I want a really strong framework. Good, you've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew, 20 seconds, okay? Not long enough for you to run away before we hit round 2 of strength circuit 2. Are you with us? Upright row. How are we feeling, Floor?
I'm good.
She's really crushing it with these heavy weights here today. Okay, bend those knees. Pick those weights back up. Upright row in 3, 2, and 1. Something about an upper body workout that just makes you feel so confident, right? Feels good, okay? Posturally, we need this strength, okay? But confidence-wise, it's a big boost. Here we go. Keep spreading those elbows nice and wide. You guys are crushing this. You got 8 seconds. Little rest coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, don't drop those weights. Hold them nice and steady. You got lateral raises. Okay, soft bend in those knees. Think about pulling those lower abs in towards your body, and we take those arms nice and wide. Remember, use your options, guys. So I do a slower decline as I come down, and I really think about, again, wrapping that muscle in around the side of my body, into my back. Woo! Okay, if you're feeling challenged right now, you should be. If you're not, I'm gonna question that weight selection today. You got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can do a quick shakeout here if you need to, or what we call a little bit of wrist relief, but you've got 5 seconds and we need to be in that bent over fly. So if you pop those weights down, grab them again, hinge at the hips, here we go. So try and think about the combination of those two drills, right? That lateral raise should have been your mental prep to help you get through the bent over fly. So even though this drill still feels challenging, you should feel more powerful from this hinge position. Now drop your weight into your heels. Think about charging up the back line of your body, and that's gonna help you even more, okay? Use some of that power from the legs. Transfer it up to the back. You've got 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Dumbbells pop down. Bear crawl, 30 seconds, last one, then you get a nice little recovery after this. Set it up, float those knees, and we're on a walk. I like to think of in my bear crawl, kind of being in stealth mode, right? So like I'm really on the sly, creeping in. If I was like this, it'd be super obvious and dramatic, right? I'm also throwing away all the work that's happening. So I wanna be really controlled. I'm gonna sneak up, right? Here we go. 8 seconds. You got a 60-second recovery coming up after this, team. In 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. Nice job, Floor. How are we feeling?
Good.
Guys, you love to see it. It's finisher time. Okay, we got a really fun finisher for you. It's gonna be fast and fiery. 4 drills, back to back. Now, I'd love you to pace through them with me so that you can get those transitions practiced. So the moment we hit go, you're just gonna fire through them, okay? So 4 exercises. You're gonna need your dumbbells. So right now, I want you to set those up. That's gonna be stage 1, okay? You're gonna set them up just outside your hands. You'll be starting in a mountain climber sprint position. So a high plank. Hands come just underneath the shoulders. Legs are charged nice and long. Now, mountain climber sprint, your body weight stays forward the whole time. You're gonna run those knees in towards your chest for 20 seconds. When I call it, you're gonna jump in, grab those dumbbells with a nice squat to come up. You've got a bicep curl, okay? Now, I don't wanna see your body swinging all over the place, to be controlled. 20 seconds there. Weights will pop back down where you got them from. You drop into a flight burpee. Now, flight burpee, there's no push-up, okay? So we're going for speed, we're going for some air time. Then we pick those dumbbells up one more time using that squat. You come into a tricep kickback. So soft bend in the knees, hinged at the hips. You're gonna lock those elbows by your side and you're gonna drive those arms behind you. Sounds like a good time to me. What about you, Floor?
Sounds like it's a good time.
Well, Floor gave it the approval, so that means we're going ahead, guys. So set those weights up for us now. It's 80 seconds of work. Let's have some fun. Mountain climber sprint. Starting in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Think about that spread of the palm completely into the floor, just like we spoke about in the beginning. Now, run those knees as fast as you can in towards your chest. You got 8 seconds. Here we go. We're gonna use that squat to pick those weights up for your bicep curl in 3, 2, and 1. Jump in, grab those weights, straight into that curl. Okay, don't waste any of that time. Start to think about this like a massage, right? You want every minute you paid for. Okay, same as your workouts. You want every second that you came for. Come on, you got 6 seconds. We plant those dumbbells back down in 3 flight burpees, 2 and 1. Here we go. We're down and we're off. Now, in the flight burpee, feet are gonna still jump in about hip width apart. So you can shoot up and away from the floor. Up and away. You've got another 5 seconds. Come on. 2 more reps. Woo! Squat down. Pick those weights up. Tricep kick back. Woo! Now, just because we've been moving fast doesn't mean we throw control out the window. So elbows pinned in by your body. You're gonna shoot those weights behind you. Long flat back. You got 3, 2, and 1. Oh, wow. Hello. How are we looking back there?
Feeling it.
Arms of steel. Okay. Well, like anything, that was a practice. Our best work usually comes in that second round, right? It's when our confidence starts to kick in because we know exactly what we're doing. So, not much time to think about it. We just got to do it. Bring yourself down to the floor, guys. Make sure those dumbbells are set up. Exactly the same combo. The thing that's different, it's you. Okay? So show me that change. Set those hands up. Mountain climber sprint in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go, 4. So this should feel fun to go fast, right? But don't go fast without control. Hips nice and steady. There we go. Body weight staying forward the whole time. You got that bicep curl coming your way in 5, 4. It's a squat to stand in 2, 1. Jump those feet in, grab those weights. Here we go, curl city, baby. Getting that pump on. Ready to take those tank top arms on the town, right, Floor?
Yeah.
You got 10, 9, come on. Fly burpees, last burpees for today. Coming up in 4, 3, 2, 1. Weights are down, off we go. Come on, don't wait. What are you waiting for? You are only hitting the delay button on yourself every time you procrastinate. Okay, procrastination is just laziness. Here we go. Tricep kickbacks in 3, 2, 1. Grab those dumbbells. Woo! Almost there. Guys, you're crushing it. Give me 8 seconds. Come on, that's all I need. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, softly place those dumbbells down. Give your friend a high five, give yourself a high five. Those biceps a high five, wow. Okay, while we recompose ourselves, let's take a tricep stretch. Guys, I want you to take that left arm up, bend at the elbow. Right hand's gonna come over. We're gonna stretch it out. How you feeling? Surprise fun, right? I know. Often we don't think things are gonna be fun. You're like, oh yeah, lateral raises, great, cool. Bent over fly, awesome. Switch. It's amazing what fitness will do. It can completely change your day, okay? That was just over 25 minutes. You guys made a great decision to show up for yourself today. We're gonna take a couple of minutes to really slow that breath down, stretch it out because you worked hard. So we're gonna bring it down to the floor for one of my favorite chest stretches. So make sure you got a little bit of space. You're gonna take your right hand underneath your shoulder, lying completely down, feet are relaxed. Left arm out to the side in a cactus position. Shift that elbow 1 inch higher than the shoulder. Now pushing into your right hand, you're gonna roll over. You can keep the legs stacked, or you can drop that top leg over like a scorpion. Now, pro tip, the more you push into your right hand, that grounded hand, the more stretch you're gonna get on the left side. So stretching out that left pec, left shoulder. Pretty delicious, isn't it? Good, you're gonna softly roll through center, and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So left hand under the left shoulder, right arm will cactus to the side, shift it up 1 inch higher than the shoulder, pushing into that left hand. Now you're relaxing that head down. Okay, the hard work's been done, just breathe. Again, using that left hand to control the pressure, so if you wanna feel a little more stretch on the right, you push into that left hand. Good, rolling it back through center position. Now you're gonna stay low. We're gonna push back into a child's pose with a reach. So split those knees nice and wide, feet come together. Start by reaching your hands out towards the center and dropping your chest through towards the floor. And from here, I want you to take those hands over to the left side. That right hand's gonna reach out a little bit further, and then you pull your body weight over to the right. Beautiful, guys. Crawling through center. Let's take the hands to the right side. This time, left hand reaches a little further and we pull across to the left. Gently coming back through center, I want you to push yourself up. You're gonna come up off those wrists. Guys, if you've got a few more minutes to stretch, take the time. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining us in this workout, and we can't wait to see you at the next one. Floor, you crushed it. Guys at home, you crushed it. stay on the journey.